Okay, hi. Am I there? Twitch, tell me something. Yes. Sorry, I'm here. I'm here. We're starting. It's okay. My bad. Load. Hey, Lord Mashiro. Your first time around. Nice. We are picking up from the 9th of May, not from the 7th of November. Alright, and we were at the submarine underground area thing. Whatever that's called. Hey there, Hichidarin.
Wow.
Alright.
黄金のインゴットじゃねえかよ。全部埋もれちまったと思ってたぜ。
Hey, Machan.
こんなこともあろうかと思ってな。一つくすねておいたのだ。
The single heavy gold ingot was dropped into the boat. Hey, Badge. I mean, it's where we landed. It's where fate took us. Here's where we are.
そなたはモーターボートの経験は？
あるわけないぜ。
簡単だ。教えてやる。
She wasn't used to this, but after several mistakes, Beto finally got the engine started. Nice.
そこを出て島伝いにぐるりと回れば、そのうち新島が見える。
Oh my god. Stop it. Don't give me hope. I'm gonna start crying ahead of time.
あとは砂浜にでも乗り上げればよい。
Hey, Zeku.
お前は来ないのか？
わらわは行けぬ。わらわは黄金鏡の主よ。
Yeah. Special one. Oh. I have my napkins ready.
ここを出ては行けぬ。
残って何になる？
行って何になる？
生きよ
う。Yeah, okay, Zeku. I'll try to figure it out when that happens. How many more chances will we get to say, this is the stream? I think this is the last one. It is the one and the last one.
生きれぬ。
Aww.
わらわはもう数えきれぬほどの世界で数えきれぬほどの罪を犯した。
Yeah, I've been burnt before, Zeku. Yeah. I'll just let it be when it happens.
わらわが殺した命の数が罪の数が多すぎる。
Yeah, we have a lot of side content too, but main visual novel, this is it.
俺たちの世界では何の罪も犯しちゃいないさ。
いいや、そんなことはないぞ。
I do not speak Italian. I can catch a little bit here and there, but I don't speak fluent Italian.
行け。
In which fragment of reality, bunch?
わらわの機嫌が良いうちにな。さもなくば再び島を嵐に閉ざしてしまうぞ。
Battler suddenly spun around. When Beto turned around to see what was going on, her body was suddenly lifted into the air.
なら黄金鏡からの手土産にお前を持ち帰ることにするぜ。
話さぬか。危ないというのに。
Right, so I'm not trying to be humble. I generally do not speak fluent Italian. But because of similarities with Romanian and also with French and Spanish, which I understand very well, if the Italian part hits any of these three spots in terms of similarity, I can more or less gauge what it's saying. Okay, that's my level, and it's not humble, it's just reality. Yeah.
ギャーギャー騒ぐな。よく聞け、ベアトリーチェ。
なんだ。
お前をさらう。
Damn. As Battler quietly gazed at her with serious eyes, Beato was lost for words.
お前に罪があるなら、それを犯させた俺にも罪がある。だから、お前の十字架は、俺たち二人で背負おう。
バトラ。
生涯、お前の十字架を支えるから。出よ、黄金鏡。俺と二人で。
Beato was now too shocked to say anything at all. Then tears poured from her eyes and she covered her face with both hands. Battler gently set her down on the boat. He undid the mooring ropes. Now there was no longer anything tying this boat to the island.
行くぜ。
Controlling the boat as Beato had taught him, Battler slowly guided it out. When they passed out of the dimly lit cavern, they were immediately struck by the bright rays of the sun and thus surrounded by a crowd of white seagulls. As the seagulls flew this way and that, the feathers they dropped in the water seemed to celebrate the boat's departure. The brilliant sunlight told them that they were now free of the island's curse. Ochiru no more. Character progress. Are you absolutely right, those statements? The sky, now freed from the seal of the typhoon, seemed too bright to be real. Feeling hot, Battler took off his jacket. It was swept away by the wind and danced through the sky. However, instead of panicking, Battler just smiled as he watched it go. After this, I'll be able to speak fluent pain. I'm still learning the ropes. I don't know if I'll be fluent. At least not immediately after. Beata also watched it go. No, she watched the island go. Rokkenjima and the Golden Land she had spent 1,000 years in.
わらわは生きていけるだろうか。
Danish learned in 200 hours. Oh my god. Oh.
生きてけるさ。魔法の執事はいねえが、便利なものがいろいろあるさ。六軒島にはないものが何でもある。お前に世界を見せてやるぜ。
わらわは生きていけるだろうか。
Beato repeated the same words again. Pretty much, Seku. Battler knew what she meant. However, no matter what answer he gave, he wouldn't be able to resolve her problem now. However, there was a way to resolve it. Time and heart. Little by little, bit by bit. Like a chain being cut by falling drops of water. He would have to sever the curse of the island gradually, over a long period of time. It might take a long, long time. However, someday, she will be free. That's what I believe.
わらわはあの島で幾百の死をもてあそんだ罪深き魔女だ。そのわらわに そなたの世界は眩しすぎる。
いや、生きろ。
I answered immediately and
もし
forcefully.
お前が幾百の罪を償おうと思うなら、生きて生き抜け。生の限りを尽くして精一杯を生きろ。それだけがお前の罪を償う方法だ。
それだけがわらわの罪を償う方法なのか。
そうだ。そして絶対に償いきれる。俺を信じろ。
バトラー。
潤んだ目で見るなよ。照れるだろ。
これはすまぬ。ならばせめて目を閉じてはくれぬか。
目を閉じろって、なんだよ。お前顔近いよ。
バカな男め。黄金鏡より魔女を連れ出した呪いを受けるがいい。だから目を閉じろというのに、わらわも恥ずかしい。
As soon as Battler shut his eyes, soft lips covered his. Ay, ay, ay. Then they slowly drew back. He tried to open his eyes, but received a quick slap on the cheek. What?
見るな。わらわの顔を見るなというに。
いいじゃねえかよ。減るもんじゃねえだろ。
デリカシーのないやつめ。開けるな。まだ開けるな。なんでかって？もう一度キスがしたいからだ。
Okay, the next kiss was on his earlobe. We're advancing.
バカよせって。それは
Of all
恥
places.
ずかしい。
He knew he'd get hit again if he opened his eyes, so he resisted with his eyes still shut. Beto tickled his ear by softly blowing on it, and then she spoke in her usual cheerful, bullying voice. Yeah.
悪いな、バトラー。わらわは極悪非道の最悪魔女だぜ。
ああ、知ってるぜ。お前は最悪の残酷魔女だな。
だから罪など償わぬぞ。わらわは幾百の死をゲラゲラと笑い転げる、そういう魔女である。
こいつめ。でもその方がお前らしいぜ。
He accidentally opened his eyes. And when he did... Oh, God. Yeah, the witch was nowhere to be seen. The golden witch had vanished, like a dream or an illusion. And so had the single ingot they had carried with them.
"言ったろバトラー。わらわは極悪な魔女だから、罪など償わぬと、生きてなど償わぬと。愚かなバトラよ。せっかく島を生きて出られたのに、そなたはそれを投げ出すのか。
俺はお前を離さない。
気持ちは嬉しいぞ。だがわらわは幻想の住人、そしてそなたは人間。帰るべき世界が違うのだ。わらわは幻想へ帰る。 そしてそなたも自分の世界へ帰るがいい。さよならバトラー。そしてありがとう。
逃がすかよ。お前は俺だけの黄金の魔女だ。
バカバトラー、バカバトラー。
お前が望む奈落になら俺も一緒に落ちよう。そこが虚無の世界ならばお前と一緒に消えよう。だが消える最後の瞬間までお前は俺のものだ。そして何も見えない真っ暗な世界でぽっと輝きました。それは暖かい黄金の輝き。それは黄金のバラでした。
それがふわりと純白の無垢な砂の敷き詰められた世界にたどり着きます。そこには白い砂に半分埋まった小さな箱。
それは静かな海の底で安らかに眠るベアトリーチェの猫箱。その上にふわりと黄金のバラは舞い降りるのでした。
それは深い深い海の底のお話。真っ暗な真っ暗な暗闇の中にほのかに輝く黄金のバラが眠っているというとてもささやかな物語。
Yeah, mine too. Yeah, I feel okay. Ah. A black luxury car was parked at the rear entrance of the skyscraper. Men wearing suits were packing a heavy-looking attaché case into its trunk.
あとは万事任せてくれ。面倒事は全部こっちで引き受ける。
よろしくね。エヴァおばさんが一番信頼していたあなたに任せられて。おばさんもきっと喜んでると思うわ。
Out of the building came Engine President Okonogi. Engine's expression was peaceful. I'm trying to keep up with what you're saying, guys, but it's kind of flying past me. You mean the lyrics of the previous song that was playing as the scene unfolded? I didn't pay attention because I was barely able to keep up with the text. I couldn't, like, process two things at once, okay? Or actually three things, because my emotions need to be processed too. Yeah, I will check it out later, and I'm sure I'll understand it more or less. But at first hearing with another scene coming on top of it, and with text that I cannot control, so I had sentences that I couldn't even read fully because it was just too much going too fast. No, there's no way I'm paying attention to that in the background. I'm sorry, my brain is not conceived for that. But I will check it out. Yeah, I mean, yeah, emotions. I feel you. Well, Enji's expression was peaceful. Yeah, I read that. We can move on. It was hard to imagine that this was the same person who had always looked so dark to Okonogi.
晩年の会長は少々病んでいた。エンジちゃんに相当きつい言葉もかけたろうが、あれは 本意じゃなかったはずなんだ。
わかるわ。私だって虫の居所の悪い日には言わなくていいことまで言っちゃうもの。
変わったな。
そう？
俺はエンジェちゃんは生涯会長を許さないって思ってたぜ。
教えてくれたでしょ、おこのぎさんが。
俺がなんか言ったっけ？
愛がなければ真実は見えないって。
そんなキザなこと言ったっけ？
長い旅をしたわ。おこのぎさんのあの日の言葉を理解するためだけに本当に長い旅をしたわ。
Of course, Okonogi understood. He understood that she had taken a long and arduous journey through her own heart.
新居と口座を決めたら連絡してくれ。
I am so stressed right now, and I don't know why. I think it's because I've built some shreds of hope based on really far-fetched deductions in my head. And on the one hand, I would want it realized, and on the other hand, I'm terrified of it being realized because it's gonna... I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling. Fuck. Let's just read.
何も不自由はさせねえからな。
スマデロ家は問題ない？
全部任せてくれ。こっちにはエンジェちゃんの委任状って錦の御旗がある。おかげで後ろ宮グループは一枚岩だ。エンジェちゃんのおかげで会長の作った会社が守られた。会長もエンジェちゃんの決断を喜んでるはずだぜ。
Yeah, I don't know, like, he didn't really give me that bad of a vibe before, so I'm glad that things are going in a positive note.
面倒くさいことを全部押し付けたかっただけよ。
The Ushiromiya group was shaken by the passing of the great president Ushiromiya Evan. Since there was no clear successor, the group had been in danger of splitting. Amidst this, Enje, who had inherited a large portion of the group's stock, was closely watched to see how she would act. However, since Enje had shown no interest in any of this and had gone around talking about things like selling all their assets and donating everything to some charity, the group had grown very shaky indeed. There was even a chance that an outsider such as the Sumadera family would step in and destroy the Ushiromiya group. As disturbing as it may seem, it's a fact that some even wished for the center of all this Enje to disappear. Yeah. However, because Enje had a change of heart and decided to help do what was best for the Ushiromiya group that Eva had brought together, the worst-case scenario had been avoided. Okonogi had been named Enje's successor. Now that he had Enje's trust, there was no more reliable ally to be had. Okonogi himself had certain plans he could carry out based on the knowledge that Enje trusted him. Okonogi, who had carried great responsibility in the Ushiromiya group thanks to his position as Eva's closest confidant, was the most natural choice to be Eva's successor, and thanks in part to his ability, everything had now been wrapped up smoothly. This way, the Ushiromiya group was secure. By now, the Ushiromiya group was the only thing other than Enje herself to hold the Ushiromiya name. So she might have thought of it as her last tie to her family. Aww. I'm reading, but I don't know what I'm reading, so I prefer not to comment. I'll let you have a ball with it, but I'm here like, okay.
いつでも帰ってきていいんだぜ。
It's like R plus L equals J. Like, okay, whatever you guys say.
エンジェちゃんの椅子は用意してあるんだからな。
ありがとう。帰る場所があるってだけで安心して旅立てるわ。
これからは何をして過ごすんだ？
I was just drawing a parallel to other stuff that I know about. Yeah, does this mean that she does not get to meet Amakusa? Like, I'm sad.
作家になるわ。
Oh, okay, NJ.
作家？
Not
小説の？
何でもいいの。小説でも絵本でも、私に絵心があるなら漫画でも。
A manga? Oh my god.
とにかく何でもいいの。
Oh, that's perfect! I hadn't tried to pin it on like actual names from this novel. This is amazing. Yeah.
誰かに心を伝えられるなら。
Oh, NJ.
そりゃ高尚な仕事だな。成功することを祈ってるぜ。
ありがとう。もし本が出せたら送るわ。
楽しみにしてるぜ。
Aww. The car's trunk was closed with a clunk. Apparently, all of her luggage had been loaded.
そうだ。運転手を紹介しておこう。
Please, please, please. I beg you.
俺の子飼いの男だ。信用できるし、何でも頼れるぞ。
I love it too, Bancho. I love it, I love it, I love it.
会長のところで長年護衛をしていたから、エンジェちゃんも面識があるかもな。
天草だけはごめんよ。
Oh, and she got promoted from Miko to writer. Yeah, from reader to writer. Love to see it too. Oh, there he is. I love him. Oh, the man walking out of the driver's seat sneezed.
そりゃねえですぜ、お嬢。
天草、おめえ何やらかしたんだ？
おばさんの護衛の中で一番軽薄そうだったからね。こいつだけはごめんよって思ったの。
でも一番仲良くしてたろ？
まあおしゃべりだけは面白かったかも。
ボスからエンジェさんとの連絡役を仰せつかりました。何か面倒事がありましたらいつでもご連絡を。
トイレットペーパー買ってきてとか言ってもいいの？
ついでに生理用品も買ってきますぜ。
That's my Amakusa. Yes.
ね、最悪の男でしょ。
Okonogi guffawed. I got into the backseat.
じゃあ元気でな、エンジェちゃん。
その名で呼ばれるのもこれで最後ね。
新しい名前が決まったら教えてくれ。
Okonogi patted the roof of the car. At that signal, Amakusa honked the horn and removed the handbrake.
新しい名前が決まるまではお嬢でいいですかい？
当面はそれでいいわ。
さて、 どこへ行きますかい？北へ？南へ？
おすすめはある？
本州を出るのはどうですかい？北海道なんておすすめですぜ。広い草原、でっかい雲。ログハウスで執筆する小説家なんて最高ですぜ。
じゃあ南にするわ。あんたが言ったのと逆の方にするって決めてた。
いや、そりゃひでえや。
暖かい地方がいい。海が見える街がいいわ。
Inja slowly closed her eyes. Things had been pretty crazy lately, and she was tired.
了解です。お嬢が次に目を覚ます時にはもう見知らぬ異境ですぜ。ですがそこは海の見える暖かい街です。
期待してるわ。あんたのチョイス。
Aww. Oh, my heart. The car got onto the freeway. It was surrounded by the great river of cars heading east and west. By now, no one could tell which of those points was the car she rode in. Starting today, Ushiromiya Enji would change her name and live in a new climate. Changing her name didn't mean that she had given up on being Enji. This was Enji Beatrice's mission.
私はエンジェ・ベアトリーチェ、黄金と無限と反言の魔女、マリアージュ・ソルシエールの魔女。1998年の未来に生き残る最後の魔女。
New elements, okay. Oh, we get the sky. Okay. I'm not sure. Let's we jump into the tea party, right? I can't imagine what this can be about. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Tostators. Oh. Oh, we're here. Okay. The majestic witch of theater-going, drama, and spectating set down her pen, looked at the ceiling, and sighed deeply. The desk was covered with a scattered mountain of paper covered with writing. Words were packed onto the pages in a thin, high-information density language that only the great ones could read. Each letter of this language carried the same amount of information as several books in the human world. These letters filled every inch of this huge pile of paper. Surely she had written out every little detail of some world.
書き切ったには書き切った。いや、正確には書き切っておらぬのだが。
She stood up, sat down in her favorite rocking chair, and rocked peacefully for a while.
どこまでを書けば果たして物語を書き切ったと言えるのか。私の物書きとしての長年の悩みだ。人間の冒険は物語としてとても面白い。しかしどこまでが冒険でどこからがそうではないのかが私をしても未だによくわからぬのだ。すでに没した私の旧友は、人間の人生は初めから終わりまでが全て冒険であり、 筆を置くところなど存在しないと言ったが、私はそうは思わぬ。筆の置きどころというものがあると思う。物語は適当なところまでを記し、その後の余韻や感想は観劇者に委ねるべきだと思う。つまり物語は適当なところで猫箱にしまうべきなのだ。猫箱をめぐっての長き物語なのだから、その終焉も最後までを記さず猫箱にしまってしまうのが良いのではあるまいか。
Featherine spoke to no one inside the empty study. Of course, no one commented on her words. However, Featherine seemed to hear something. She nodded and grinned
分かって
contentedly.
いる。もう少しだけを書き足し、そこで筆を置こう。それでそなたとはお別れだ。
Featherine held up a finger and spun it around, a signal that she wanted to darken the room. The lights in the study dimmed.
ほんの少しだけ休ませてはくれぬか。その間は我が猫もとい、我が巫女にお相手をさせよう。
下手くそ、もっと上手に縫って。
うっさいわね。手縫いが嫌ならミシンでやるわよ。ダダダダって。
Da 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 da. I will not be able to get this out of my head when next time I use a sewing machine.
ミシンは嫌よ。手縫いがいい。だからせめてもうちょっと優しく。痛い
つばつけときゃ治るわよ。
Wow, burn.
予告なく舐めないで。
Ah, okay, you meant yours. Okay, I see.
今から畳針でぐっすり縫うわよ。
Oh my god. What's happening?
マジで痛いから覚悟して。5、4、3、2。
そういう予告は嫌。ベル、やめてったら。
But despite all this, the two of them truly were close. Though Lambda Delta had been brutally dismembered in the final fight, she had survived. But unfortunately, she was still dismembered. What? So Burkessa was sewing her arms and head back on with a needle and thread. Oh my god. The left arm, which was still waiting to be reattached, walked around on the bed impatiently with its index and middle fingers. Only the arms were left to do, so it looked like this would be finished soon. Then Erika returned, slamming the door open. Oh, she's around too, okay.
ただいま帰りました。我が主、ごま塩買ってきました。ごま塩って何？
Sesame salt, what?
まさか紅茶に入れる気？
エリカのおもちゃよ。エリカ、お箸は持ってきた？
はい、我が主。名探偵に虫眼鏡。古田エリカにお箸です。
じゃあいい？
What?
そのごま塩の中身をザラッと出して、お箸でごまと塩に分けなさい。
I was about to say, is she gonna ask her to separate it with the chopsticks? What is the purpose of it? What? This is the way Burn Lambda flirt, and you tell me Burn hadn't felt pain for a long time until Battler punched. I guess she hadn't. I guess she had just been inflicting it. Those are two different things. What the heck? What is the purpose of this? What's happening?
我が主、私の華麗なるお箸さばきをどうかご覧ください。
Chopstick wielding skills. This... What? This serves no purpose!
終わったらちゃんと袋に戻しておくのよ。
あんた、またそういうことしていじめてんの？
遊んでるのよ。失礼ね。そうそう、エリカ。
The sesame salt conundrum is crucial to understand the heart of Umineko. Okay.
さっき郵便配達が来て、あんた宛ての手紙を置いていったわ。
手紙？
Erika got activated. Boing! A letter for me?
事件の予感がします言わないで。私が差出人を当てます。
消印は展開ね。
Oh, it's Delanor.
ドラノールあたりじゃない？あんたたちまだ進行があったのね。ただ消印があるだけでベルンカステルにはこの程度の推理が可能です。
Okay, okay, Bryn. Hi.
ピピピー。ダメです我が主。バンダイン第9則。探偵が複数あることを禁ず。
じゃああんたが出てけばいいわけだわ。またね名探偵エリカ。
そんな我が主、真実の魔女エリカここに。あんたらって仲いいのか悪いのか未だによくわかんないわ。
We just get a lambda head floating with like darkness around. It's just what the frick.
悪いに決まってるでしょ。私が愛してるのはあんた。
Ay, ay, ay.
ラムダデルタ卿、やはり私とあなたは相入れないようですね。何よあんた、この大ラムダデルタを相手に勝負する気？
Erika grinned and grabbed Lambda Delta's left arm that was walking around the bend. Oh my god, the visuals in my head. What the fuck?
ここにラムダデルタ卿の腕があります。そしてここは断面です。
Erika grinned and wiggled her fingers menacingly.
まさかあんた、私のライバルにはこんなことができます。
Oh, a tickle attack, okay. I mean, thank god it's just that. She tickled the open end of Lambda Delta's left arm. Apparently she was extremely ticklish there. Incidentally, the open end of Lambda Delta's arm was cute and fluffy with white cotton candy poking out. Apparently her body was made out of sweet candy with a bit of spice thrown in. Put your mind at ease, as there is nothing remotely terrifying about her severed arm. Thank you. Erika ran around screaming, "I've defeated Lady Lambda Delta all by myself, just like my master." Lambda Delta growled and hissed at her. Berncastle kept on sewing, and an exasperated look on her face. It was a very peaceful scene.
それで手紙にはなんて？
ドラノールたちの近況でも書いてあんの？ガートルードさんは異端審問官に昇進したとか。
Oh, nice.
そりゃあおめでとうございます。パチパチ。
パチパチ。
へえ、最近猫に続いてワニャンを飼い始めたとか。
ワニャン？ What?
ワニャンって何？
Yes, I can see that.
へえ、ベルン知らないの？遅れてる。最近ブームじゃない。最近私もメスのワニャンを飼い出したのよ。コンペイトーも美味しく作れて最高よ。
よくわかんないけど、今度からあんたの手作り菓子を食べるのは遠慮するようにするわ。
コーネリアさんは、へえ、審問官選考に格闘技団員が有利として、最近は格闘技を始めたとか。
Oh,
全然
nice.
想像がつきませんね。
Definitely going out of her comfort zone. Props to her.
格闘技ったっていろいろあるわよ。何始めたの？キックボクシングに中国拳法だとか。エヴァの影響ですかね。
片足で立って戦いそうなイメージない？
そうよね。誰かさんが片足立ちをずいぶん鍛えたもんね。
ウィルさんの近況も書いてありますよ。
Oh.
意外。ウィルさん FX で一山当てたらしくて、それで不動産買って今は不動産収入で悠々自適だとか。
Okay, real estate, sure. Oh.
最近はバドミントンやってるんですって。コーチが厳しそうね。
きっとお尻が腫れ上がってるわよ。
でドラノールは相変わらずハンコと決済員と認め員とたまにサインの日々だそうで。自分が直々に出動するから自分の管区でぜひ事件を起こしてほしいですって書いてあります。
Oh, no, no, no. Precious.
起こしてやったら事件。
探偵が行くとこ事件ありって言うもんね。
まあそのうち気が向いたらいじめに行ってあげてもいいかもです。あとシエスタ姉妹兵たちのことも書いてあります。
Oh, really?
一度に聞きたくないわ。
Go to crime. Yeah.
少しはもったいぶらなきゃ。さあできた。
やっと右腕が生えたわ。次左腕をお願いね。
その前にお茶にしましょう。エリカ、紅茶の缶と梅干しの壺を用意してちょうだい。
With this particular journey over and done with, the Voyager witches rested their wings. It was also that they could leave on a new journey in search of the next fragment. A short break between trips, backdropped by the pleasant scent of black tea.
今度はどこへ行く？
あんたが北へ行くなら私は南へ。
じゃあベルンが東へ行くなら私は西へ行くわ。
またこんな愉快な物語を見つけられるといいわね。
今度はベルンが憎まれ役じゃないといいわね。
あら
Oh my gosh.
悪役も楽しかったわよ。
次はどんな物語を見つけられるかしらね。
そしてどんな物語で再会できるのかしら。
愛し合う二人にかけらの海は狭いわ。
天井桟敷、
かけらの海は広大だわ。
殻の中の幽
いつか会えるわよ。また何かの泣く頃に。
When something else cries. Okay, I see.
霊。いいじゃない。それにしましょう。いつか会えるわ。また何かの泣く頃に。
The happy voices of the witches faded. Okay, I can't read that. That was just literally just
また何かの
a second.
泣く頃に。
Okay. When something else cries. But you're supposed to read the last of the letter. Why are you saying goodbye? Oof, I see, I see. You read Umineko after Higurashi? Okay. But am I tripping? We didn't get to hear about the Chester sisters, no? Higo first, then Umineko. Yeah, got it. That's why I guess you got so attached to Burn, because you also knew her backstory. Chester who? Decades later. Oh god, I'm scared. Why are we back here? This image never evokes positive feelings within me. It was the largest banquet hall in this huge hotel. The many guests that filled the room chattered and applauded the person receiving an award trophy on top of the stage. Oh god, oh god, oh god, pit in my stomach moment. Harry the potato moment? I have no idea what that means. The sign in front said Big's Publishing Company Awards Ceremony.
続きまして小説部門に参りたいと思います。受賞作は皆さんもご存知、世界的な一大ムーブメントを巻き起こし、破竹の快進撃を続けるファンタジー冒険小説「作太郎の大冒険」です。
作太郎Ah, the projector in front of the audience showed a brief summary of the series. It was a lengthy fantasy adventure novel that was already more than 8 installments long. The thrilling fantasy story told of the adventures of Saktaro, a cowardly Vegeta lion who makes friends, learns through his experiences, and grows in his search for the one fragment. Oh, the main character's catchphrase, "I'll become the king of the beasts," was even one of the candidates for the best phrase to come into modern slang award. Wow. Man, Enja doing great for herself. In addition to being a thrill to read, the books also contained many messages for children to learn from, earning it high praise as an adventure novel that parents and kids could enjoy reading together. However, it hadn't received praise like this from the beginning. For the first 6 volumes, it went almost entirely unnoticed. But last year, when foreign translations of the series began, it got its big break and suddenly became a huge topic of conversation. Enja went and created One Piece, truly peak. I can see that. Even before the series, the author had created quite a lot of works, but none of those had achieved any public acclaim. However, after this sudden rise in notoriety, her previous works were being re-evaluated one after another. It's probably fair to say that recognition of her works was very late in coming.
寿先生、受賞おめでとうございます。
Kotobuki, okay.
今回の作太郎魔女の姉妹も実に素晴らしい作品でした。
Wait. Did that mean what forum translations? What? I guess it could be that. I didn't think of it that way. I just thought her work was translated officially. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, you know, the author could drop a bunch of references to actual real-life things, I guess. It can be a parallel to how maybe Umineko got also like some sort of big boom once it started being translated to other languages, because it only makes sense. The fact that it's 8 volumes long is just a coincidence, right? Yeah, magic number there. Publishing company executives repeatedly showered her with praise. Sakutaro's great adventure. The author's name was Kotobuki Yukari. Okay. Nearly all of her royalties were sent to a fund to support needy children, and she herself served as the director at several protective institutions. Oh, interesting. I could never ignore Seiko. I like Seiko. He cracks me up all the time. Some envious people tried to call this fake charity, but the more that people learned about her, the more those voices withered and died away. Kotobuki Yukari. By now, that name rang loud and clear across Japan. She sat in a chair, cheerfully chatting with the people who came to greet her. Last year, it was discovered that she had developed a small tumor, and after the surgery, her physical strength had dropped sharply. No. See, you cracked me up. Because of this, even in this stand-up awards party, she was given a chair and sat down while greeting people. Oh god. Oh, my heart. I don't know if my heart is ready. Some people lamented, saying that if only she had been 20 or even 10 years younger, she might have left her mark in history as one of the greatest authors in the 21st century. It had taken so long for her to receive the praise she deserved. She could no longer be called young. Oh man, so this is really late. Even so, her determination to write had not wavered in the slightest. The story had gone around that even during her stay in the hospital, most of her time had been spent typing away. She always said the same thing, that she hadn't finished telling everything she needed to tell. Did she mean that she hadn't fully completed Sakutaro's great adventure? This is how she answered when this question was asked by a journalist. If, by writing even one more book, I can teach just one more child how to find happiness, then I will spend the rest of my life to write every book, every page that I can. Oh, my heart! Oh, because I still haven't fully conveyed the precious teachings I was given.
寿先生、この度は受賞誠におめでとうございます。映画の方も大好評と聞いております。このままいけば今年度最高の記録的ベストセラーになるとか。
ありがとうございます。身に余る光栄です。
ああ、申し遅れました。私、〇〇出版第一編集局長の〇〇と申します。
〇〇〇〇。I like the translation, sorry. X. X, head of company X.
これはどうもご丁寧に。いつかご一緒に仕事ができるといいですね。
実は先生、その唐突なお話なのですが、推理小説家の八条東也先生をご存知でしょうか。
Oh, here we are.
八条東也先生。
〇〇。Rikishi foretold Twitter. Yeah, I guess. She recalled that name for the first time in several decades. She hadn't expected to even hear it again.
ご存知ですか？ひょっとしてお会いになったことがおありとか。
I'm so scared.
いいえ、ありません。お尋ねしたこともありましたが、当時は私も無名。それも唐突に出版社さんへ押しかけたもので、お断りされてしまいまして。
おや、それは初耳でした。ひょっとして八条先生の作品がお好きだったりするようなことは。
いいえ、ただどのような先生かお会いしたいと思ったことがありましたもので。
そうでしたか、そうでしたか。実はですね、その八条東也先生がですね、先生に内々にお会いしたいと申しておりまして。
私にですか？
はい。対談や何かというわけではなく、内々に個人的にお会いしたいということでして、もしお許しいただけるのでしたら、我々の方でセッティングをさせていただきたいのですが。もちろんもちろん、これは仕事の話ではございませんので。
Oh, my heart. Hachijo Toya wants to meet Kotobuki Yukari. Just like I realized that Itoi Kukuro was Hachijo Toya. Did she use my name to figure out my identity? The Rokkenjima mystery, which was sometimes called the greatest social phenomenon at the turn of the century, that uproar which dragged in enthusiasts from across the world, has suddenly subsided after an event held by Hachijo Toya where she was going to unveil Ushiromiya Eva's diary containing the truth. Though she had set up the event herself, she then outrageously disappeared without releasing the contents of the diary, drawing harsh criticism for doing so. However, at the same time, this event resurrected a very, very natural feeling within the public. That all of this was prying into a terrible accident with many victims only for the sake of curiosity. And so, the frenzy surrounding the Rokkenjima mystery faded away quietly. Hachijo Toya, no, Itoi Kukuro. She caught the public eye as a forger of Rokkenjima mysteries. She claimed to have reached the truth and released groundbreaking works of fiction one after another. She became famous as the driving force behind the Rokkenjima mystery. After realizing that Itoi Kukuro was Hachijo Toya, I went to her publishing company to ask for an interview, but I didn't get one. At the time, I despised her. Back in the beginning, I thought she might have used the Rokkenjima mystery as a publicity stunt to advance herself. But now I feel a bit grateful to her. If she hadn't refused to show the diary in such an outrageous way, the Rokkenjima cat box might still be the plaything of countless goats. She is indeed a forger who toyed with the cat box, and I still have an uneasy feeling about her. However, at the same time, she is the one who, practically speaking, allowed Rokkenjima to rest in peace. And did she really reach the truth or not? How is it that she reached something that, even from my perspective, was infinitely close to the truth? Even now, all these years later, that's something I'd love to know, if it's possible to find out.
いかがでしょうか、寿先生。もちろん急なお話ではございません。八条先生もお時間がいただけるならいつでもいいとおっしゃっておりまして。
わかりました。先方は都心に近い方ですか？
いつでも参上できると申しております。
わかりました。では来週の日曜日に静かな喫茶店でお会いできるようお取り計らいをお願いしてもよろしいですか？
はい、わかりました。ありがとうございます。本当にありがとうございます。八条先生もお喜びになると思います。
条件があります。
はい、なんなりと。
お仕事の話ではありませんので、編集の方はご遠慮ください。
無論でございます。そのようにいたします。
私と八条先生の二人きりでお会いします。そのようにお願いできますか？
ああ、実は先生、ここだけの内密な話なのですが。
何ですか？
実はですね、八条東也先生はお二人で書かれている先生でございまして、対外的には女性の先生がお一人で書かれていることになっておりますが、実際はもう一人男性の先生がおりまして、そのお二人でお会いしたいと申しておりまして。
As soon as I heard that, I felt a premonition. How had Hachijo Toya, a person with no connections to the Ushiromiya family, managed to write about their private circumstances in such detail? I already felt a premonition of a certain kind of miracle. Please don't play with my heart, please! I can't take it. No. Fuck. Don't say the word miracle, I'm barely holding myself together. Yeah. When I left on my journey, I abandoned the name of Ushiromiya Enji and stepped into a new life. By now, things had settled down, but back when the Sumadera family was still a threat, I wanted to distance myself from that name. Thanks to that, no one was able to get in touch with the new me anymore. However, this year, Sakutaro's great adventure had caught the public eye. It had made the name of Kotobuki Yukari famous, and maybe that name had finally reached his ears. I used to play with a lion stuffed animal called Sakutaro along with Maria Onei-chan. If those who knew this connected the name Sakutaro with the hint in my own name, then it's only natural that they'd figure out who I was. The number of people who could recognize me from this was very, very limited. This person was also well versed in detective novels and a man. The Enjagothari is gonna be peak. Oh man. I do appreciate your humor in breaking up the tension a bit, because I can't. I could only think of one person who matched. After all, I had learned just how many detective novels he had kept piled up in his room. When going through his personal effects. It was almost the time we had arranged for our meeting. My heart was racing, almost like a girl in love for the first time. Gonna write to Umineko, let me cook. At precisely the arranged time, I heard the sound of the chime on the door, and they appeared. Ai, thank you for the BTS patch. Yes, yes, crying face is the right face. It was a man sitting on a wheelchair and a woman pushing him. My eyes immediately fixed on the man in the wheelchair. And right away, I saw the similarity in his face. He was, unmistakably, my brother. Ay, ay, ay. Because I was alive all along. Oh god. This is the weirdest mixture of emotion, tears, and laughter. Oh my god. I can't. My brother, Ushiromiya Battler. When our eyes met, he gave a little bow. I hurried to my feet and bowed back. Led it to the Japanese to just be like, oh, we're just gonna bow. Yeah. It was a somewhat exaggerated and silly way for a pair of siblings to greet each other after several decades apart. But the miracle I had waited for all these years had become a reality, and my mind was now completely blank.
寿ゆかり先生でいらっしゃいますか？
寿ゆかりでございます。先生方が八条東也先生でいらっしゃいますか？
はじめまして先生。今日は貴重なお時間を誠にありがとうございます。私は八条育子と申します。主に執筆を担当しています。こちらは東也。主に原案を担当しています。
Though the woman who called herself Ikuko was far older than me, she seemed to be unbelievably youthful. It wasn't because she was good with makeup or dressed like a younger woman. It feels strange to say it. There was a strange mystique about her, as though she was immortal and never aging. Hint, hint. Then I quickly remembered that she had introduced my brother as Toya.
失礼ながら、お二人はご結婚を？
結婚はしておりませんが、ずいぶん長く一緒におります。
そうですね。気づけば、ずいぶん長く一緒にいましたね。
My brother smiled as he spoke. I still stumbled because I couldn't read that sentence. Okay. Goddamn. When I learned that, at least for him, these long decades hadn't been a period of isolation and loneliness, I felt an incredible sense of peace and relief. I suddenly realized that he was staring into my face just as I had been staring into his. After all, when he saw me last, I was just 6 years old. Complained about what exactly? I mean, not that it matters that much either way. I guess it depends on what kind of values each one holds. If the official marriage is something needed, desired, preferred, who knows. But yeah, I think the connection here would go like it's more important than any sort of yeah, we have official marriage papers or something. Anyway. Yeah. It must be hard for him to find any traces he can recognize. But can he recognize anything? I'm lost. Okay. However, I'm sure he'll recognize something just the same. We kept stealing glances at each other and looking away like a couple on a blind date. We were both at an age where outside appearances mattered to us. Even though we both knew, we couldn't let our polite exterior falter. His humorous exchange was extremely embarrassing. Yeah, you can say that again for sure. Wild ride. I thought that when fate reunited two people like this, they would hold each other and sob tears of gratitude together. Yeah, that's why I'm so thrown aback, because I'm here like barely holding myself together and they're so calm in the scene. And I'm like, have I missed something? What's happening? I don't know, it doesn't sound like something ironic the way she wrote it, but you know, it's text. I can't tell. There's a lot lost when communicating just in text, so... However, it seemed that the reality of it was different. But that's fine. It feels like my heart will explode with happiness. Yes.
注文を取りましょう。コーヒーでいいですか？皆さん何かお好みは？
私には酸味が強くないの。寿先生は？
ああ、私は何でも。ではカフェオレを。
How stiff for being here, I was about to say. Even my brother seems to be finding it amusing by now.
さて。
When she said that, my brother and I fell silent and sat up straight.
私から？それとも東野から話しますか？
私から話しましょう。そのために今日は無理をお願いしたのですから。
As he spoke, he watched me calmly.
私は今日あなたがある人物ではないかと信じてここへやってまいりました。彼女の名は後宮エンジェ。あなたの作品と先生のお名前を聞き、私はあなたが後宮エンジェさんに違いないと確信したのです。
はい。その名を名乗ることをやめ、もう随分になりますが。
Café au lait is what they give to Maria in chapter 2 as well. Oh, right. Oh, interesting. Cute detail, I guess. The phrasing sounds curious when the only female step I'm aware of was his mom scoring web forums to see what people think of the solution to mystery and general sentiment towards the novel. What are you... Are you serious, Deku? I'm pulling my leg again.
本名後宮エンジェと申します。
I gave the exaggerated bow that I'd gotten so used to these long years. We've both aged, haven't we, Oni-chan? I whispered this in my heart. Now it was my turn. With a quick apology, I fished around in my handbag and took out a photo. Oh, my heart. Oh, you're killing me. It's so cute. What? They're so cute. Oh my god. It was a picture from a trip I'd taken to an amusement park with Battler Onicha. I had many other pictures of us having a good time, but this one had the best shot of his face. That is a really good shot of his face. I looked between him and the photo. There was no longer any room for doubt.
東野先生、あなたの本名は後宮バトラーさんですね。
They're being so formal. The hands of the clock inside me stopped. I wanted him to answer with a yes. Even though I was already so sure, I was still about to burst with attention. I know, that's exactly how I'm feeling. And then, when that instant that seemed far too long ended, my brother answered.
そうです。
Unconsciously, I stared at my brother's face. With unbelievable quickness, he'd acknowledged that he was Ushiromiya Battler. My eyes immediately filled and overflowed with tears. I took out a handkerchief and wiped them away, but I couldn't hold them back. Onichan was alive after all. So why didn't he come back to me right away? If he had been there during my darkest days, how much it would have meant to me. Normally the thought would have made me curse my brother, but by now even that emotion was softened. Because now that I was faced with the miracle of being reunited with Onichan, everything I felt before now fell away with my tears. At this moment, I was happy. I wasn't all alone. That belief had kept me going for decades. And finally, I had been rewarded. By now, I couldn't even stop my tears. For some time, I continued to sob and sniffle. Watching this, my brother hung his head apologetically. Why hadn't he come back to me sooner? It looked as though he was feeling regret for that. But I was sure he must have had some sort of reason. He had probably come here today to tell me about it and apologize. Already, just by him introducing himself to me today, everything inside of me had been washed clean with tears.
すみません。こんなみっともないところ。
いいえ。無理もないことです。あなたは何十年もの間、たった一人で家族の帰りを信じ
てましたよ。帰ってくるって。お兄ちゃん。
I held out my hand weakly, and my brother slowly held his out too. Then I gripped his hand. Regardless of how many long years had passed, it was, without a doubt, my brother's hand. Once more I had to struggle to hold back the tears.
Ubaおばさんはクアドリアンに逃れて爆発事故を免れました。お兄ちゃん、兄さんはどうやってあの事故を免れたのです？
Oh, that's so cute. That's such a cute detail. Like, they're old now, right? But her love for her brother is still at that age where she was tiny and he was the older brother that she looked up to. And of course, what comes out is Oni-chan. But then she corrects herself. Oh.
私はあの日、地下道に逃れました。
それはクアドリアンに続く？
島の反対側の隠し屋敷に続く地下道だと教えられました。しかし私たちはクアドリアンではなく潜水艦基地の方へ逃れたのです。
私たち。I don't know under what circumstances my brother entered the underground passage on that day. At any rate, we went into the underground passage, split up. Sorry, he went, not we. He went into the underground passage, split up with Aunt Eva there, and escaped to the submarine base. There, he escaped the explosion and survived.
そこから私はモーターボートで脱出しました。ですが、その途中で
おそらくと。
申し訳ありません。トウヤは記憶障害があるのです。
I don't know, whatever relationship they choose to have. Who am I to judge or question? I'm not sure. Like, so far we haven't really, like, from the scenes that we got of them as, I don't know, I guess starting with that point where she supposedly finds him passed out on the highway and like a few glimpses of what their life is afterwards. There was a deep connection, but I didn't necessarily sense romance. So I don't know. It could be either way. It's up to them. Wait, let's see. We were too busy to have the ceremony, but we registered as a couple the year before last. Some of the female staff said, I'm shocked, we have to protect Protect Battler. After seeing their reactions, I stopped talking about their relationship. I simply wrote about it because I felt that they had been together for a long time, I guess. I see. But yeah, like I said, it could be... it's fine. I'm not sure in what day and age this is happening, but I don't particularly care either way. It doesn't really change much, at least from my personal perspective.
海で溺れた前後の記憶が曖昧なのです。
ひょっとしてしばらくの間、彼は自分が後宮バトラであることを忘れていた。
Don't underestimate Bea's Google Fu skills. She'll find anything in a blink. Especially if it's Umineko related. Wait, let me catch this again. Toya suffers from memory loss. His memory from around the time he was drowning in the ocean is hazy. The time he was drowning in the ocean. Okay.
その通りです。
Yes, that explains nearly all of the riddles. My brother escaped from the explosion, but either his boat capsized during his escape from the island or he fell overboard. Afterwards, he must have drifted somewhere, wandered about half-conscious, and maybe got into a traffic accident.
彼はあの日、路上に倒れていました。
彼女が私に気づくのがもう少し遅れていたら、私は二度と目を覚まさなかったでしょう。
I meant to press the other button to check this again. Must have drifted somewhere, wandered about half-conscious, and maybe got into a traffic accident. Okay, I will take it at face value. It's very hard for me to imagine how this would... Death of the... What do you mean, Zeku?
跳ねたのは私ではないかと随分疑われた気もしますが。
いや、それはもう謝りましたよ。
This explains pretty much everything. Either because of the time he nearly drowned or because of the traffic accident. My brother's memory was damaged. His memory must have come back eventually. However, by that time, I had already set foot into my new life as Kotobuki Yukari. Only a handful of people, including President Okonogi, knew where I was. Even if my brother tried to contact me, there was a very good chance that he wouldn't be able to. Ironically, the name I had abandoned when I decided to live in the future had delayed my reunion with my brother for so long. In that sense, I am responsible. I did it to myself. However, I think I did receive the message that my brother sent me. That's why I asked. I was sure it wasn't any homicidal thought. A concept where author saying something outside of the book doesn't make it automatically canon. Ah, I see. Where author's actions context is not used to evaluate the work. Okay, got it. Book is written, author might as well be dead. I see where that's coming from. Okay. I guess I had heard the phrase before, but I hadn't looked into its meaning. So I was kind of confused. I see. I see now, and your sentence makes much more sense. So, the name I had abandoned when I decided to live in the future had delayed my reunion with my brother for so long. Right. In that sense, I am responsible. I did it to myself. However, I think I did receive the message that my brother sent me. It was through Itoi Kokoro. I realized that Itoi Kokoro, the forger who claimed to have reached the truth, was actually Hachijo Toya. And I did request a meeting with her through the publishing company to question her about why she was so sure she had reached the truth. However, I wasn't granted a meeting. In the end, I heard nothing from them, and it's taken all these decades for me to meet Hachijo Toya. If the publishing company had only passed my message on, we could have been reunited so much sooner. However, at the time, I was just a bourgeois girl who liked to throw money around. Why would they pass on my message when I just barged in with no introduction and demanded to meet the famous and popular Hachijo Toya? We probably crossed paths several times. It's if just one of those had worked out, if we had been able to meet. Just how much would my life have changed? But this was fate. God had decided that a few decades were needed before the sibling reunion. And during that time, my brother became one half of a mystery novelist. I became a writer of adventure novels for children. You could say that we achieved success in society. My brother and I were able to be reunited after becoming successful. Now I could do nothing but thank God for bringing about this miracle.
お互いが作家として成功してから再会できたのも神様のおぼし召しでしょうね。当時の私は無名だったから取り継いでもらえなかった。そして私も兄も作家として有名になったからこうして巡り会えた。これもすべて神様のおぼし召しだと思います。
当時あなたが出版社を経由して私たちに面会を求めているという話は私たちのところへも届いておりました。伊藤育九郎の正体に気づいたファンが面会を求めているがお会いになりますかと。
Oh my gosh, okay.
押しかけてくるファンもたくさんいらっしゃったでしょうからね。いちいちお会いにはなれなかったでしょう。
いいえ、あなたの名前が後宮エンジェだと担当者から連絡はありました。 当時私はすでにトウヤの本当の名は後宮バトラであると気づいていましたので、あなたと彼を面会させるべきではないかと思ったのです。
私が断ったんです。
Those were my brother's words.
今、なんと。
私があなたに会いたくないと断ったんです。
Once more my brother spoke clearly. I was completely confused. I could only sit there in shock and silence, waiting for the words that were sure to follow.
トウヤは記憶障害だったとはすでに申し上げたと思います。それがある日。
どうして私だと分かってて断ったんです？
I cut through Ikoko's words and questioned him directly. What reason could my brother have for rejecting me? I couldn't think of anything. That unpleasant feeling brought up long-forgotten feelings of anger inside me.
一人ぼっちの妹が孤独に押しつぶされそうになりながら生きているのをあなたは知っていたはずです。なのにどうしてその私があなたの元へ訪れるのを拒まれたのですか？
My brother hung his head. It seemed more like he was lost for words than apologetic. Unable to sense that he even felt any compunction about his actions, I questioned him again in an even louder voice. When I asked for an appointment with Hachijo Toya, Ito Ikokuro was already famous as a forger. Why did Ito Ikokuro's forgeries reach the truth? It's obvious. My brother, Ushiromiya Battler, explained to her what happened on the island in detail. So the appearance of Ito Ikokuro proves that my brother's memory had returned. Therefore, he can't excuse himself by saying that he didn't remember me. In fact, no, he isn't trying to make excuses. On the contrary, he's openly saying that he refused to meet me even though he knew who I was.
今となっては後悔しています。
後悔って私の気持ちを考えたことはあるんですか？この数十年間人生のほとんどをどんな気持ちで私が過ごしてきたか。
Various emotions swirled inside of me. I realized that I wasn't in control of them anymore. I could only moan to prevent myself from saying something I'd regret.
あなたにひどいことをしたと今は深く後悔しています。ですからあなたをあれからずっと探していました。あなたにとっても私にとってももっと早くに出会うべきでした。
ならなぜあの時会ってくれなかったんですか？
寿先生、先ほどもお話ししました通り、彼は記憶障害を持っています。事故の後遺症です。
それでも記憶は戻ったじゃありませんか。
ええ、記憶は戻りました。ただそれでも後遺症は治りませんでした。
私は後宮バトラの記憶を持っています。ですがそれが自分のことと思えない。受け入れられないのです。
自分のことと思えない？
はい。確かに私は島を脱出した前後のことは今でも記憶があやふやです。しかしそれ以外のことはほとんどを思い出しました。例えばあなたが大事にしていたピンクの髪飾りは私が遊園地のゲームコーナーで取ってあげたものだとか。
ええ、そうです。私の子供の頃の宝物です。今もこうしてハンドバッグの中に大事にしまっています。
他にもいろいろ。あなたがひじきが嫌いでお母さんを困らせていたことや、それを 私のお皿に移してごまかそうとしたことが
she did.
他にも。
そこまで覚えていて、どうして自分の記憶と思えないのですか？
それが私の後遺症なのです。いくつもの病院を巡りましたが、どうにもなりませんでした。あなたにはわからないでしょう。ある日、突然知らない男の記憶が頭いっぱいに溢れ出すのがどれほど辛いことか。
It was a terrifying feeling of losing his own identity. The memories of a stranger filled his head, and they threatened to crush and overwhelm him. They were almost certainly his own lost memories. However, his brain couldn't accept them as his own.
辛く恐ろしい日々でした。自分が知らぬ人間に頭の中を侵食されていくかのような。今日は明かりを消して眠ったら、自分という私はもう二度と目覚めず、
I see.
明日の朝からは私の体を乗っ取った違う男が生活を始めるのではないか。そんな恐怖が数えきれぬほどの夜に私を苛み続けました。
彼も何度かはそれが自分の正しい記憶であると受け入れようと努力したのです。自分は後宮バトラであると何度も念じ続けました。
ですがダメだった。私は私、八条東也なんです。頭の中にどれほど後宮バトラの記憶が溢れようとも、それは私には他人の記憶なんです。私には後宮バトラを受け入れることは。
As Shiromiya Battler said this, he hung his head as his eyes turned red.
彼はある日、自分と受け入れられぬもう一人の自分との板挟みに発作的に、
What?
運よく一命を取り留めましたが、その時の怪我から車椅子で生活せざるを得ない体に。そんなことが。
Now I see why he appeared in that wheelchair. And now I know why he refused to meet with me. He was afraid of me calling him Big Brother. He was terrified of meeting me, fearful that the part of himself that wasn't him would grow still further in his mind.
それでも彼は戦ったのです。自分の中に後宮バトラがいる以上、あなたに会うのがその義務ではないか。そう思い、彼は何度も二人の自分の狭間で戦ったのです。
And then, in a fit, After something like that, it was only natural that Ikoko would tell him that he didn't need to remember Ushiromiya Battler anymore. Bit by bit, he tried to forget that he was once Ushiromiya Battler. Doctor's instructions and medication. With that and Ikoko's diligent care, he slowly began to regain his peace of mind.
それでも私はあなたに会わなければならないと思っていました。正直なところ、私は昨べ一睡もできませんでした。あなたに会うことが恐ろしかった。あなたと会うことで私は死ぬのではないか、そう怯えたのです。しかし私は今ここにいて、あなたとこうして普通に会話をしています。だから後悔しているのです。
I can't when his voice breaks like that. It's like whatever I've been trying to hold together until the end just like collapses. I just okay.
もっと早く私はあなたに会っておけば。
I can take a lot of things, but I can't take Battler Cry.
あなたも私の中の後ろ宮バトラーもこんなにも長い年月苦しまなくて済んだだろうと思うとそれが申し訳なくて。
Yeah. Ay, my heart. Yeah, as the man who was once Sushiromiya Battler said this, he broke down crying. I was already beginning to understand. It really was true. Ushiromiya Battler did die that day. After all, didn't the witches say that he was dead so often with the red truth? How pathetic for the witch of the future, the witch of resurrection, who swore that everyone would be together always.
トウヤさん、どうかお顔を上げてください。
寿先生。
They realized why I had called him Toya-san. And by calling this man by that name, I myself felt the agitation in my heart subside a little.
ありがとう。ずいぶん苦しまれたのでしょうね。本当にありがとう、トウヤ先生。ありがとう、兄さん。今日は無理をしてここまで来てくれてありがとう。
Holding hands, we brought our foreheads close and cried together for a while. Then, we talked of the old days. He remembered many things vividly, even things that I couldn't remember myself. Each time, they made me cry even harder, and he hung his head apologetically. And once I realized that my tears were hurting him, I just did my best to let him speak, nodding along with a strange look on my face. Something between a sob and a smile. Till the end we become the seagulls, indeed. We've always been the seagulls. Make no mistake. Even if he isn't Ushiromiya Battler, my Oni-chan came back to me. Welcome home, Oni-chan. I, once again, do not like this image, but I guess they're just trying to depict the background of the city, okay? I will try to take away any additional meaning from other scenes where this has been used, but it's hard. It had already gotten dark outside. Even though he had come from far away, he was willing to stay as late as this. We left the store. It's probably best if I don't meet with Mr. Toya again. It will cause him pain, and of course, I'll find myself bound to the past again. Even so, just one more time. There was one place I felt I had to show him.
Toya 先生、最後にもう一度だけお会いしてくださいませんか。どうしても先生をご案内したい場所があるんです。
ええ、 いいですとも。
From my handbag, I pulled an invitation, which had been printed on a sheet of A4 paper and folded into four. The pair of them unfolded it.
おや、これは素敵な催しですね。
そういえば先生は小説の他にもいろいろとご活躍でいらっしゃいましたね。
その日にもう一度だけお時間をくださいませんか。それで私も兄も納得すると思います。東野先生も兄の記憶の重責から解放されていいと思います。
予定は問題ないです。文庫の後書きさえ終わらせておけば。
わかりました。寿先生、ぜひお伺いさせてもらいます。
ありがとう、東野先生。
The cold October night was a reminder that winter was approaching. The two people who called themselves Hachijo Toya visited the city once again by Enji's invitation. A car stopped in front of a large building. Ikuko unfolded the wheelchair with a practiced hand, lent a shoulder to Toya as he got out of the passenger's seat, and helped him into the car.
立派ですね。
福音の家。
Oh my god.
来るのは初めてですが、よく知っています。後宮家が援助していた子供のための施設のはずです。
育子先生、東野先生、本日は福音の家までようこそいらっしゃいました。
They were welcomed by Enji and some staff members. This was the Gospel House, a welfare institution for unfortunate children who had lost their parents. This institution was once dependent on the support it received from Ushiromiya Kinzo. However, that support had been interrupted and the Gospel House had been forced to shut down for a time. Decades had passed, and now the institution would be revived. Revived by the hand of Kotobuki Yukari.
寿先生、お久しぶりですね。本日はお招きに預かりました。これ、私たちからです。わずかですが、施設の子供たちに。
決してそのようなつもりでお招きしたわけではないのに、本当に申し訳ございません。
どうかお気になされず。未来の物語を紡ぐのはいつだって子供たち。彼らがいなければ人間の物語は続かないのですから。
子供は宝です。ですから、どうか役立ててください。
ありがとうございます。寄付金の用紙がありますので、ご面倒でなければご記入を。
The Gospel House had been drastically remodeled in recent years, in the hopes that children would one day be able to remember this as a fun place. Enji had used her own money to massively remodel it into a beautiful establishment. By now, she had accumulated a lot of wealth as a novelist, but even without that, she had been saving the terms of millions, saving the tens of millions of yen she got from the Ushiromiya group each year under the name of living expenses. This money had been used generously to help the children. When they came into the entrance hall, a cheerful scene was spread before them. Pictures and crafts created by the children. Every corner was filled with things on display. The contrast between this elegant building and the school atmosphere was amusing. The yells and laughter of kids running around drifted in from the distance.
悲しみにうつむいて、ここへやってくる子供も多いでしょう。それが、あんな笑い声を聞かせてくれるようになるのですから。あなたは本当に立派だ。
人は誰だって未来を生み出し、幸せのかけらを見つける魔法が使えるんです。ここはそういう魔法を教える魔女の学校なんです。
作太郎の大冒険に出てきた魔女の寄宿舎のことですね。
あら恥ずかしい。東野先生もお読みになられていたのですか。
先日のご縁以来早々に読破しました。寿先生の文才のみならず、その温かなお心には本当に頭が下がります。
お恥ずかしい。どうぞ、そこの突き当たりです。
Pushing Toya's wheelchair, we advanced through the corridor and reached the great doors at the end. The happy voices of children came from the other side. Apparently this was where tonight's party was being held. There were several jack-o'-lanterns cut out of origami. Tonight was the Gospel House's Halloween party.
東野先生、これを。
What are you doing to me? Oh god.
なるほど。トリックオアトリートというわけですね。
He was handed a bag filled with candy. A teacher warned him in a small voice to watch out for rampaging children.
子供か。もう何年も触れ合っていません。
どうか子供たちに夢を語ってあげてください。みんなお客様を歓迎しますよ。
これは困った。何を語ってあげればいいやら。
原稿の持ち込みはよく出版社を選びましょう。
読者アンケートなんて気にしない。
それでは開けますよ。子供たちが待ってますよ。
NJ opened the large double doors. At the sight of the hole, Toya opened his mouth in wide-eyed shock. This was the great hall of the Ushiromiya mansion. No, that would be impossible. They were clearly in the Gospel House. This hall was an exact look-alike of the one in the Rokkenjima mansion.
素敵なホールですね。
これは六軒島の後宮家のお屋敷のホールの。
ええ、私の記憶の中にあるものを再現しました。細部が間違っているかもしれませんが。
いいえ、これは本当にあの日の後宮家のお屋敷のホール。
And then Toya's eyes fixed on something at the other side of the room. It was a portrait of Rokkenjima's other master.
記憶のものに全く同じだ。
後宮金蔵が肖像画を描かせた職人が写真を持っていました。それをもとに書き起こさせました。
I was simply frozen in shock. The long, large table was filled with Halloween party food and surrounded with children stuffing themselves. The teacher said, "Everyone, we have guests." The children all looked at us at once, then stood up and ran forward. Their broad smiles at the arrival of this long-awaited guest wrapped me up. The smiles and the eyes of the children welcomed me. Yeah, I know. I know all your faces.
お帰りなさいませ。
遅いではないか。お待ちしておりました。
おかえりバトラー。
おかえりなさい。
元気そうだろ。
バトラ君。
おう、元気そうやな。
おかえりなさい。
ブリュー、おかえりバトラ。
みんな待ってたわよ。
おお、バトラさん。
ようやく主賓の到着ね。
おかえりなさいませ。
おかえりなさいませ。
バトラ卿。
おかえりなさいませ、バトラ様。
おかえりなさい。
よ、遅いぞバトラ。
待たせすぎよ。
待っていました。 バトラ君。
やっと来たか。
待っていました。
お帰りなさいませ、バトラ卿。
バトラ卿に敬礼。
来たわね。
おめでとうございます。
お兄ちゃん、お帰り。
待ちくたびれたぞ、バトラー。
すまねえ、来るのが遅れちまった。
そうなった。なぜ車椅子なんぞ座っておるのか。ほら、手を貸してやるからしゃんとせい。
俺は
聞け。ここにようやく我らは全員が集ったぞ。今宵黄金鏡はここに復活する。
So sorry.
本当によく帰ってきたな。
帰ってきたぜ。遅くなったな。
もう話さぬぞ。
ああ、俺ももう話さない。俺たちは永遠に一緒だ。
Yeah, I'm reading. Yeah. I guess I took a moment and reading the lyrics was an excuse to gather myself. Aww. 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 Those are such pretty roses. So many of them too. God damn. Poof. What do you mean the next episode has been unlocked? What are you talking about? Oh, we get another one? Ah, I guess it's from the project. I mean, since we have been enjoying their work, I'll let it play. Okay, let me see what I missed. It took too long, but he reached it at last. He did! He did! Oh, it's over. I mean, in a way, I guess it will never be over, but in some ways, yes, it is over tonight. You finished the main story for Umineko. How does it feel? I don't know how it feels right now. It's surreal. I said it a few streams past. It's hard to imagine that I will not be sitting down to stream this, because it's been the case for over a year. So I have to process that, okay? I don't know how it feels right now. Yeah, thank you so much for joining the streams. Yeah, you've always been a ray of sunshine, and like, your jokes always crack me up, and that was definitely needed. Golden Land at last. Woof. Yeah. And what a different perception of the Golden Land do I have now compared to the first episode. Streamer processing feelings? Yeah, I'll be in this mode for a while. Yeah, the song was great. Oof, I dedicate still to my beloved witch bat, which what a way to send us off. Yeah, just when you thought it couldn't hit more in the heart, it hits more in the heart. Oh, and we get there's sunshine and the seagulls are back. I guess we get some stuff in here. But let me first catch up with chat. Thank you for sharing your journey with us. It's been a great time riding along since the early eps. Oh, thank you for coming along, Patch. It's been great sharing it with you all. You all have been formidable, and I appreciate you deeply, deeply, deeply. Chrono Trick, my man was defending the truth in the forums against hordes of goats. Okay, time for episode 9. Free from me, pain, surely clueless. Oh, gosh. I binge watched sometimes skims your votes for Umineko these past few weeks, and I'm glad I was able to catch the finale live. Oh, thank you so much for joining. That's so sweet, and thank you for checking out the VODs on YouTube. And thanks once again to Bea in chat for convincing me to put them up there, and for taking care of them. This has been an amazing reading of this novel. Aww. Those stitches don't give me. I don't know if I can handle more emotions. This has made me appreciate this novel even more than I did when I finished. Oh, that's so. Oh, I'm so happy that I was able to create that for you. Thank you so much for coming along for the journey. Yeah, thank you, Bea. Thank you for being Bea. I love you. You're great. Thanks for reading all that long novel. I hope you'll enjoy bonus content. I definitely will with Chan. I'm looking forward to it. They're reading the manga tomorrow, and well, that was the plan, right? I'm thinking if we want to read the manga and also chat, and since you mentioned it would take maybe an hour and a half or so, maybe I could start a bit earlier, but this time I promise I will actually show up at that time, okay? I'm really sorry about today. Maybe we could do that. Like, I don't know, half an hour earlier, not much earlier, right? We will never be free from me pain, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah, but you know, we keep memeing about the Umi pain, but I think I've discovered quite a bit of Umi joy and Umi hope, especially in this, and particularly this last one bit is, I guess, the biggest thing that I'm taking out of this novel. I am filled with a lot of hope. I love that. Yes, absolutely. It's been a wild ride. It's I don't have just a couple of adjectives to describe this novel because it's like larger than words. I can't. But yes, I love it. I love it. Yeah, okay, great. Awesome, Tostators. Oh, Chidorin, yeah, thank you again. I will not cease to keep expressing my appreciation that this how do I put it? I just, you know, hit the stream button and I sit down on my desk, but you guys coming in are what makes the magic happen. So thank you so much for being on this journey with me. Don't forget the Umi love. Oh yeah. Is there anything interesting to check out here, or I have no idea. Can't imagine having to talk to people straight after finishing that. What exactly do you mean? I'm sorry. Maybe I'm tired or too overcome by emotions. Oh no, I don't want to execute. I just was flipping through. Everyone is here. No, this is so pretty. Both of them together. At least resurrect the bunny. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, you're right. This is much a much nicer view. Oh, and Will and Leon. Oh, precious, precious. Man, and Enja's witch costume. I daydream about it sometimes. It looks so good. And I love blue. We know that Kotobuki Yukari and Hachijo Toya survived after Enji and Battler died. I equals Y is the theory that the human culprit continued to live under the name of Hachijo Ikuko. This theory explains a lot if you ask me. Yeah, as I was reading and I was trying to think, who is I and why? It kind of dawned on me that that's what you meant. So from that moment on, I read the rest of tonight with that idea in mind, and I kind of see what you mean. I see what you mean. Cosplay when? September. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. Such a vibrant cast of characters. I love this. And even some that I couldn't really get in the beginning, I've found myself getting really attached to towards the end. So this was a nice experience. Witch of Miracles cosplay first. It's so good. And she's such a cutie in her tiny form. Like, look at those socks. Isn't that like the cutest thing? I love it. Imagine yourself a year ago, how you would react to seeing Beto at the end of episode 8 like that. Yeah. like as I said, we've come a long way. We've come a long way, and I guess that was the whole point of the novel, to take you from that kind of initial feeling to this final feeling, and it has to be a journey. And you have to give stuff to the novel so that the novel can give it back, can give something back to you, right? I guess. Oh god, Vera. Look at you. No. No, that's fine. Okay, if there's nothing interesting there, I guess the tips are just the usual things as well. They're just... yeah. Alright. Is that it? We close it for tonight? The game, I mean. We can stay in chat a little bit longer. Edible Island being baking stream? What was the knock and letter? Oh, I don't know. I don't know, Bancho. I spent a ridiculous amount of time thinking about it, and I don't want to think about it anymore. I don't want to go back there. Those were dark times. We close it forever. Oh, I mean, yeah, you're right, because we're not coming here. Wait, no, don't play the thing. Don't play the thing. It's okay. Yeah. Close the game. We eagerly await your return. Doors closed. Yeah. There we go. Aye, my mic is a little bit too high. Okay. Like this, yeah. I thought Y equals I was some obscure Japanese reference I wasn't getting because I've heard that in a song before. Oh, really? Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, I mean, I guess when you distill it down to like a little code like that, you run into the possibility of having other meanings as well. So, yeah. Now for Umineko too. I'm okay with just one Umineko. Another story awaits. Yeah. Soon enough, soon enough. Now we can keep awaiting the new Umineko stage play episodes. Oh, yeah, right. You're right. It gets real good in Umineko 5 Return of the Cyber Witch. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Will there be small bombs from baking soda and vinegar? Oh god. Isn't that a bad combination? Or like it fizzles, like it does something, it has a reaction. Depends on my dedication to the craft. Gosh. Rikishi hasn't retired yet. That's true, that's true, that's true. Because it's a bad combination, it's fitting for bombs. I see, I see. Oh, Bear is happy. I'm happy you're happy. We got here. Could you have imagined it? Oh, Lord. 1 year and 6 days later. Here we are. Here we are, Bear. I'll spam some hearts. No. What inspired me to start Umineko? Bea did! No, seriously. I mentioned this before, that even very badly in very weird word choices under the effect of tiredness last week. But I had heard of it. I have heard of Higurashi as well. I had a very vague impression of what they were. To be fair, I thought Umineko was more horror than it actually was. I guess I kind of like stuff kind of overlapped in my mind because I didn't know so much about it. But I had this impression, and I have it towards other series as well, like not series, but like other pieces of media that I eventually don't end up looking into. I had this impression that it wasn't something for me in the sense of I didn't feel suited. I felt like an ill fit to undertake this kind of journey. So I didn't even consider it until Bea came along and she mentioned it a few times. And what got me to the point where I actually did do this was that through some conversations here and there, I don't know if Bea even realized it, that she was doing that, but she gave me this feeling that, maybe I could just sit down and read it. Like, just sit down and read it. I don't have to do anything too fancy. I'm not, you know, even to this day, I don't feel like I'm part of the crowd here. Like, I don't know if I belong here among all of you. Like, I come nowhere close to your level of stuff. I'm just me doing my emotional things, because that's basically what was my I don't know, it's my thing. I get attached to characters and stories and stuff. So yeah, I came to that point that's someday I was like, I could just sit down and read it. What harm could come out of me just sitting down and read it? Who am I gonna upset? It's just me here in my little corner of the internet, right? So that's how it was put on the list, and eventually we did this. Bea was the mastermind all along to convert Nazmi into Seagullus. Now try to get any other sane person to read this monstrosity. I don't know if I could. Because it, like, first of all, it is an immense time investment. Yeah, this is stream 89. And of course, there were some streams in between, I guess, where we chatted, right? So let's just round it down to 85, let's say, right? So we take away some of the chats or whatever, right? Let's be a bit conservative. Okay, let me get a calculator. If we do an average 2.5 hours per streams, and sometimes I've done even more, right? 2.5 times 85. That is over 200 hours, my friend. It is a serious time investment, not to mention emotional, mental, psychological, all of the things that this novel makes you think and feel. Yeah, I can see why it's very hard to get people into it. For me, in a way, it was easy in the sense that I have the structure of my 2 nights a week that I stream, and I just do it then. I don't know what it would mean to read this out of like your personal time off, right? It's crazy. You can use any base and acid technically, unless they or their protocol is poisonous. Are we still talking about the small bombs? Well, Chan. And could always stop if it really wasn't your thing. You meant that I could just read it and then I could stop if it wasn't my thing. Well, see, there's the conundrum, because if I started something, I'm committed to it, I'm gonna finish it. So here we are. I don't really like leaving things unfinished. And even if I do have some certain projects or certain ideas on pause, I never considered that I dropped them. I consider that I will get to them when I have time, because there's only so many hours in the day, so many things to do in life. So yeah, the decision was made from the moment that I thought of actually reading it, that I wouldn't stop until the end. So it was never an option. I don't remember manipulating you like that. I'll take credit regardless. You know, sometimes the kind of impact we have on other people is unspoken and unseen, but it's still there. And of course, you can see it with love. I read it in a month. Oh my god, Chidori. I mean, this is so... Like, as I'm getting to know you through the prism of Honkai Star Rail, you blasted through the story there as well. So yeah, I can totally see you doing Umineko in a month. It's like, yeah, it's such a Chidorin thing. Yes, I see. Right. So, and also on the back of Higurashi, yeah, I can see you doing that. You are dedicated. I have immense respect. I was honestly a bit relieved over not having to read it anymore. Very worth it. Oh yeah. What a month that must have been. Yeah, crazy. What was going on in your life? Were you okay? Still didn't manage to get my friends into Umineko. Oh, pat, and don't blame yourself too hard because this is quite an undertaking. I'm so goated for Rigumi. Oh no, you're always so kind to me, Bea. I'm just here. Awkward and emotional and pouring my heart. It's me. All my imaginary friends enjoyed me. I hope you had a nice tea party with them. They haven't read past episode 7. It's been 5 years. Oh my god. And they stopped at episode 7. I'm trying to imagine what it would be like to stop there. You are joking about Umi Pain Island. Oh, that's so cool. My very, very heartfelt pats. Do I have a favorite episode? 4 and 8 together. I love NJ. She's my favorite. So all of these two together, yeah, for that reason, for her story. My friends don't play much on the computer, so whenever I have free time and I'm alone, I play VNs, and I had a lot of free time this summer. Okay, I see. You had the blast of a summer, it seems. The B plot is the true plot. Yeah. Oh. I can see why they would end there. I mean, I guess you can stop there, given certain considerations. But given how it ends, isn't there a battler in NJ at the very, very end of it, kind of like teasing episode 8? I couldn't leave it there. I needed to know. I needed to experience it. But what about the Chester sisters letter? What? You mean, right, so Erika received a letter from heaven, and she was reading about what other people are doing, and she was about to read about the Chester sisters, but then Bern interrupted her and was like, let's take a break, let's have some tea or whatever. And then the scene ended, and we never got to hear about the Chester sisters. Okay, I see what you mean, Chidorine. I'm trying to get my head around this NJ comment here. You didn't like how 8 portrayed her, as she lost all her development she had in chapter 4 about understanding the true nature of magic and grieving the loss of her family. I think episode 8 was also about understanding the true nature of magic and grieving the loss of her family. I think they go well together. That is my perception. And especially the conclusion of 8 in terms of the choice, right? That is the perfect moment to be like, do we really understand magic? Is there a reason, Zeku? Is there something wrong there? Okay. Of which we're gonna read a few chapters tomorrow, yeah. Sure, Zeku. You are invited. Let me find you. Of course. It's not Bancho only privileges, you know? Bancho will have his time to shine tomorrow. Where are you? Wait, I do have you. You can call me whenever. It's not. Feel free to call me over Discord when you're ready, Zeku. Zeku doesn't want to read the sad Kumasawa scene. Okay. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Alright. Well, I actually thought we would use your server's voice chat. Doesn't matter.
It's okay.
Okay, so yes, as Lord Butler is writing in the chat right now, the thing about Umineko manga is that it's a lot more explicit than the visual novel. Yeah, hello, Bancho.
I mean, yeah, I can imagine because it's a visual medium, so it has to represent things, right?
Not necessarily, because visual medium in itself does not really mean the story has to be approached in a different way, because when you display an openly fantastical scenes, it's same as with the novel, where a reader can realize that maybe it's not a literal meaning of what's happening.
Yeah.
I think it was more addressing the part of readers who wanted to get answers. And I feel Umineko being so vague with its answers, I think it's their point. Like, answer arcs are being called answer arcs by fans, not officially, because it's supposed to let you check your answers, as it's said in the story, when you already made your guess. And judging by those hints they give, you can deduct if your guess is wrong or right. Not get like complete answer outright. And as Beata mentions in the chat, Umineko manga is controversial. Okay, so I have read the parts of manga which go straight to the heart of the story. And it's really cool, and it's really strong and powerful and emotional. And I see people enjoy them a lot. But it is sort of the same as story says. You enjoy story twice. First you read it, then you tear out its guts. And after that it's kind of like a joke. it dies after being explained a bit.
I see.
It's sort of similar logic to open and closed endings to stories. Some people really like an open interpretation where you are free to make a lot more, to rely on your own conclusions for how you think story would end, and you can imagine closure to the arcs and stories and points which would not necessarily be addressed by official ending if it was a closed type ending instead. And yeah, I didn't look into our confession too closely, but I was afraid that it would be like a manga style explanation. I don't think it's bad. I think it's something for a reader to decide if it's something they want. Sort of like an apple from the Bible. you can't unbite
the fruit
the
of
apple.
truth. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So yeah, I'm not making an argument for not reading it. I think the main person who enjoys the story, let's read, is Beata. And I would never suggest something as cruel as leaving her without going for our confession. So yeah, I just thought it would be a bit too much to put into chat messages.
Yeah, no worries. All good, all good.
Okay.
I see.
So congratulations on
thank you.
Going through the, so to say, main part of Umineko.
Thank you as well for being here. You've been here from the first day. So I remember that.
Yeah. Well,
thank you.
Goodbye.
Take
Hello,
care.
chat. Bye, chat.
Bye, Zeku. Bancho and Bea teaming up to convince Zeku. I see. Well, there will be a time for that. But yeah, again, the plan for tomorrow is we read those chapters of manga and then we chat with the Bancho. We summon him. So, can you give me a feeling on should we allocate more time to the stream for that so that we have enough time for both sides, or what? What do you say? Yeah, and I want to make as much time as possible available to you, and that's why I'm asking. Because Bea was saying something that the manga could take like an hour and a half, which means that in usual stream times that would leave 1 hour left. Of course, I can stay a little bit extra. We can make it an hour and a half, or we can start a bit earlier, maximum half an hour earlier. I'm just offering options, and I will not be late. It is my promise to you. I will not be late. I'll be on the dot. Okay, Zeku. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Okay. Right. Let's do it like this. I'll start 15 minutes earlier. Okay, so it's not too much earlier, and I will stay a bit later for however long we need to chat out whatever we have to chat out. But not much later than, let me think. Would it be midnight for me? Maybe a little bit past midnight I could stay. So like from now in half an hour at most, something like that. We'll see. But let's do 15 minutes earlier, just so we make sure we have some time. Yeah. And so we will play the fighting game. No, I haven't forgotten either. But all in due time, okay? I've been coming off the back of a roller coaster, experiencing the latest Honkai Star Rail story in some streams, and now this. And I've had a 4-day streak where my brain at 5 a.m. was like, whoop, let's get awake and activated, even though my alarm wasn't like in 2 hours to get up. And so I've been waking up at 5 in the past 4 days. Been kind of destroyed. But tonight I'm so much better than I was yesterday. So in the end, postponing for today really worked out for me. I guess it was the electricity issue was kind of like a sign from the universe to like, you can take a break, it's okay. So I kind of took it. And by the way, I appreciate you all still showing up tonight, even though it's not the usual Tuesday stream. Thank you for your understanding and thank you for your presence today. It doesn't go unnoticed by me, and I love you all for that. Yeah, so with all of this in mind, it's been a lot, and I'm just like really thinking on a daily basis. I wake up in the morning, okay, what do I have to do today? Okay, I do this. The rest, I'll think about it tomorrow. So that's how I am. But yeah, that has not escaped me that we will play the game. Yeah, still need to see how we will organize the rest of the content, because I'm hearing you say those titles. I think we still have some Tsubasa stories left. I don't know how that's gonna be organized, but I'm sure Bea will guide me as per usual. So we will plan them out one by one and we will get through them. And once we are done with all of the Umineko content, a new story can begin. But I'm assuming we still have a few weeks ahead of us with stuff to do. I guess we'll see. It's pretty much the plan. Yeah, we can always write walls of text at each other in the Discord if you want. Or, yeah, we can chat about that. Thank you for the BT badge. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all I gotta say right now. There's 4 or 5 Umineko streams left, I think, not counting tomorrow. Okay, so a few weeks I wasn't necessarily that off base when saying that. Okay, so here we are. We shall do them. That's great. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. For now, I will go rest because I need it. I hope my brain doesn't wake me up at 5 again tomorrow. Please don't. Yeah, and I will see you again in the evening, 15 minutes earlier. I will be there on the dot, I promise. I am so sorry about tonight. And all of the other nights when I kind of, yeah, pushed it a little bit. Write a new forgery, have Nazarene. I'd read anything written by Bancho. I'd be very curious. So, yeah, I'm interested. Alrighty. Yeah. Thank you for being so amazing and for staying by my side through this crazy journey. It's been so long and here we are. Yeah. It was amazing. I love you all. Have a good night and I will see you again tomorrow. Yeah. Yep. It has been a year, bunch. Crazy. Yeah. Night night. Take care.